Okay, start the video now. Alright, this is Timothy Vyper, just a Second Life resident and owner of Cyber Wrld, the grid, open sim grid rather. I'm just here doing a little film today, and I just wanted to do a little bit of a ranting on a topic that kind of bugs me, that people keep saying, or people. It's really two-faced, really. I'm here at the Dark Angels region, Second Life, and I'm just gonna take a look around. My avatar I just showed you there, which I'm walking around with, is actually a Dark Angels creation. DSD, Dark Spot Designs. Very lovely avatar. Absolutely love it. Tail, the body shape, the head, ears, hair. One of my favorite avatar designs. Have many dark side designs, many in between. Canine, hoofed, other. So that, I mean, it's really just so much here. So many things, so much design. It's really lovely, my. Now, I'm probably wondering what I'm ranting about today is the fact of I get this too much whenever I'm trying to talk to merchants here in Second Life or in other grids per se. That well, most of the Second Life are those who have been to Second Life and create content and then sort of walked away. I've gotten a lot of feedback from them saying things like they don't really think they're going to make any money out of OpenSim, or they're afraid of OpenSim as they're probably going to dealing with, I don't know, fear of content theft. A lot of grids doing hypergrid, or some just don't even know what grid they should go to. And I think the biggest one is it's just not popular. Why should I go bring content to an unpopular world? I just have this to say right now is it's not popular because there is a lack of content. And with my WASD keys, a little bit easier for me to travel. There's not much content simply because there's a lack of people willing to come, and I'm going to be a little pluggy here, plug my own grid into this rant. Cyber Wrld, yeah, it has a furry focus. Really want a lot of furry content. Had a lot of people say on a YouTube video recently, your furry avatar kind of looks a little cheap, but not. Well, it's a free Creative Commons avatar. And sadly, that's pretty much all we have right now. And in my opinion, sadly, at the time, that's one of the best we got. Anything else, we really don't have. Um, show you some other places. Let's search here for furry avatars. Look, glitchy on Phoenix here. That's really glitchy. That doesn't really seem like it at all. Interesting. Might have to fix that, guys. Phoenix Firestorm team. Um, Avinity. I miss my Avinity avatar. I used to. My original first paid avatar in Second Life was an Avinity Fox. Well, let's see what they've done to their store. Oh wow. A little bit smaller. A little bit different than before. Nice looking vendor. Oh, so they're the creators of that shark. Let's see here. Fox. See, I originally had this fox. This one. Taken. Yes, that's the fox I had. Is that the male version? Which is. Um. I'm just showing off, the amazing creations of, avatars I love seeing at all the place. I will say this: I've had one resident, one of the residents of my grid, who actually volunteers and helps out and works with this. She has hers from Curious, and she's made a few mods to it. And she spoke to Curious and says, "Hey, can I use my avatar on this other grid, the one that I'm helping working on?" And they were like, "Sure, just don't share with anyone." I mean, I was like, "Wow, that's really it's a lot better off than some responses I got from other furry designers." I'm not naming any names from anyone because I don't want to make anyone hurt their reputation or whatnot, because they're great furry designers, and I guess it's really kind of their loss. I just want to clear up some things and show off some of these places. Like I said, Curious though, they were really nice about her and says, "Yeah, you can bring it over. Just don't share with anyone." I know a few others who done the same thing. He says, just don't share with anyone. Um, let's see here. I'm starting to repeat myself in this rant. Uh, Next, I guess, is, I'm a furry. I admit it. I'm an admin of a grid and a furry, and my grid kind of has a furry focus, but it's not all furries. And I understand. Let's first tackle the first issue that I know a lot of people are talking about and kind of upset about, but I'm going to explain as to why we don't. OpenSim does not have support for multiple attachment points. Why? Because even the way Linden Labs does multiple attachment points, it isn't really the best plan of action. See, multiple attachment points was something people begged for, and I mean, it works. I mean, you can have multiple pieces of hair attached to your head, but it's moving onwards. I think I'm going to go ahead and, instead of just standing here, not really exploring anything. I think most of you guys already know how big and vast Second Life is. I might as well go ahead and show you OpenSim, because that's the next thing. People say OpenSim is really small, and I'll definitely say yes, OpenSim is small, but it's growing. It's still, but it's not as small as people think. They think there's no places to go and explore. And that's where I have to argue. I'm going to log into my grid, and you're going to see a problem with this viewer. It doesn't really like my grid. Well, it does like my grid, but it hasn't updated the information yet. On the time we had the profile and the update protocol broken, so you'll see what I mean. I'll check here. And you see it says index splash. Well, that's actually fixed. If you try to request the information, it's not fixed here. I'm going to stop this video, and you're not really going to notice a transition. And a new video. I have to do that using a free version of a program. Video to catch up, and let's go ahead and log in. Okay, I'll log in. Information saved. Now, yeah, splash screen Firestorm. My grids recently were now suggesting people, if they want to use mesh and upload mesh, use Firestorm. It's the only one that uses the only V3 that I've seen has the ability to pull the old profiles. Cause unlike OS Grid, we don't have what profiles yet. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, which I might be wrong. There's not many grids out there with that. I'm really getting off my rocker on this rant. This is more of a trill on, blah blah blah. Not really a rant. Let's get back and try and stay focused. Well, at least let me try and stay focused. First off, I want to explain content theft. People are always saying, it's easier to steal stuff here. And it's not. It's just as easy to steal. Me personally, I think when they think about the ways people say they can steal stuff here, they think it's easier, but actually, it's a lot easier the way people do it in Second Life than the way you're probably thinking of how they do it here. And this is the avatar they were saying. Yeah, I love it. It's a Creative Commons avatar, this wolf. It's been in Second Life for a while. It's under Creative Commons licensing. Anyone can use it. Just give credit to the original creator. Share to like, which I have. Put my own clothes on it, whatnot. I like it. It's done me well. It's done me well. My welcome area. Oh, and a lot of people say, well, a lot of these grids don't have money. Or first off, let's tackle one thing at a time. I'm sorry. First thing, let's talk money. Money. There's a currency by Verox Exchange. Right here it says 345L. Verox Exchange. I don't know if you've heard of them. They've messed with Linden Labs money for a long, well, Linden's for a long time. So I don't want you to know. And OMC is something that was developed by a university, I believe, in Germany. I don't remember the name of the university right now, forgive me, but it allows any OpenSim grid to attach this currency to their grid, and using this currency, people can buy things, and I think it's more secure than Linden Labs, simply because to authorize a transaction, you have to approve it on a web page. No, I mean, right here, go log in. Oh yeah. Oh hey, search doesn't work, but browser works. Yeah, here we are. This. I think I changed the password, but I don't remember. Let's take a gander here. Make this. And okay, it's logging in. You know, Second Life dollar. Yeah, wrong password. I'll check my password and share that with the whole world. The money sits on a web page. Anytime you want to buy something, well, let's see. Example. Let's say I was going to pay this. Oh, pay option. Let's say I want to pay someone. Second Life friends. It's online right now, surprisingly. I don't know. Shockbolt. He's a resident of my grid. I want to pay him. Run this up. Hey, I'm gonna pay him 10. It takes a minute. Goes through. Warning: this alert: the recipient is not yet a customer, meaning it's not recommended me trying to pay him. See, I just log in. It normally saves your login information for a while until you tell it otherwise. Or I can pay directly with PayPal and authorize the payment that way. Do it this way. Gift, because I'm gifting him the money. You know, it all has to be approved through a webpage. And that's what I'm saying. Where, you always see those notices. Someone stole my money because I rezzed out an object, or this, that, and the other. Here you have to approve it. If you hop into a region and they try to steal your money, well, they stole your money. Maybe you can talk to Linden Labs, try and get it back, but I've heard a lot of people don't have much luck with that. Just walking through my welcome area here, showing it off in the tutorial section. Ranting. So honestly, money, currency, there's another beautiful thing about this currency is you can back down there really. Oh wait, I can click. Oh yes. Show you this really quick. Now, another awesome thing about this is, what if you're coming from Second Life or you just want to use your ally and you don't want to buy a new currency here? Here's the beautiful thing, look. The Linden dollar exchange rate to the OMC. Practically 1 Linden equals 1. It's practically the exact same right now. Not really much difference. So if you charge 10L for something in Second Life, you charge 10 OMC here. You make it transfer between both avatars. It's literally just type in gift to Second Life avatar blank. Or Second Life avatar is Verox account, gift X amount of dollars to Sarah something at Cyber Wrld, and boom, they got the money. I mean, it's really simple. And another nice thing about OMC is your wallet travels with you over something called hypergridding. Another thing, too many people, a lot of merchants say, "Oh no, don't use the hypergrid. The hypergrid's dangerous and scary place. Well, it's really not this dangerous, scary place. It actually helps small grids such as mine. I'm gonna say it. My grid's small. Helps small grids just like mine, succeed and go places, do things. Uh, for example, let's go to. I don't really want to go to busy place right now. Let's go to Fleet Grid. Fleet Grid. First know this Fleet Grid here. What hypergridding is? I'm jumping from my grid right here to Fleet, and I don't believe Fleet uses OMC, but I'm in a completely separate grid now. I'm no longer at Cyber Wrld. And you can see that simply by saying Timothy Vyper at login.cyberwrld.net. I'm from my grid. We're not from. Sometimes things take a little bit longer to load when you hypergrid to places. But, I'm in a completely another grid now. This, I think, where everyone's so worried people stealing stuff, you can't really. Back to what I was about to say, teaching people not to worry about stealing stuff or the hypergrid. If I really wanted to steal something from here, which almost everything here is free, and I'm not going to steal anything, I still have to make it a point. And I'm assuming this is how they say OpenSim is easier to steal stuff. What the thing people are commonly referring to is if I wanted to steal, say, these shoes, let's say they costed money, which they don't. They're completely free. But let's say, for the sake of argument, they weren't, and I had to pay for them. I would first have to, box. I'd first have to take the copy. Let's say the taking copy was actually buying a copy. I have to wait for it to finish downloading to my inventory back on my home grid, go all the way back to that home grid, launch up the console, which I don't allow you guys to. My grid doesn't allow that console access, but I mean OS grid or whatnot. You log into your console, you download the IAR file, and then after you download that IAR file, it still retains permissions. Like if your item was no copy, no trans, when you upload it again back to any grid, it's going to retain those permissions. What you actually got to do is then start a standalone instance, which is a whole nother ball game. And run the standalone instance, upload it to that, port it there, play with the permissions, recreate it, resave it, and then back up that new IAR, upload it back to another grid that allows IAR imports, and then it's yours. And then starting another recording here. Sorry about that. I know. And you gotta waste all that time. I mean, please. Really want to waste all that time when, people in Second Life are more motivated to go, hey, let's go copy bot. And, take a viewer, right click on somebody, boom, they stole your inventory. I mean, that can happen in any grid. It's unpreventable. And, I have to say, sadly, there are a lot of grids out there who do not react when they get a DMCA complaint. I'm going to say straight out, my grid, you submit a DMCA complaint to us, boom, it's gone. I promise you, we're going to help. We're going to try to find it. We're going to eradicate it. I'm not going to stand for people stealing people's content. I'm going to just walk through her little sandbox here, straight through the shortcut. And then in this sandbox, she explains a little bit about OpenSim. Just walk through as what I'm talking about. It really bugs me though. People constantly thinking, it's a lot easier to steal when it's that's really the only way I see feasible people stealing. The whole IAR thing. It's a lot of work. With the copy bot, boom, bop. And the funny thing is, the copybot viewers, most of them can't download the actual textures and whatnot. It relies on Second Life to just remember all the UUIDs of all the pictures and whatnot. So when you download, you just re-upload it to those places, and it just pulls the textures from Second Life. So you can't really steal it to another grid. I mean, yes, there are viewers out there that do. Again, I don't approve of those either. And that's gonna happen, and I'm sorry to say, but the best thing and only thing you really can do is report it. I mean, even in Second Life, you gotta report it. You gotta wait for them to respond to it, and then maybe a month or so later, they'll finally take action on it. I mean, I've seen, sadly, Avinity. I love Avinity avatars. I legitimately paid for mine. I will pay. I mean, OMC, like I says, when you purchase that, you approve it. It goes into your OMC account. You can transfer it to Second Life, US dollars. It's your money. Um, I mean, it's really honestly something that bothers me. People say, you can't do that, you can't do this. But, people need to understand that OpenSim is something that's growing. We're not trying to replace Second Life. I'm not trying to compete with Second Life. It may seem like I am. I just want to offer, an open place, an alternative, not, a vacation spa, per se. I mean, for example, let's see, OpenSim here. Let's steal this for an example of what I'm talking about. Open source software that is created by volunteers who choose to make it available as an open license, open development. Anyone can see the source code, and anyone can use the software for free. And, that's true. I just provide the service of me, our changes, our plugin to the OMC, and then you got Second Life. Second Life is proprietary software created and owned by Linden Labs, which source code is kept secret. Users can create accounts, and but you can't really back up your creations. And that's another reason why I kind of like some grids. As I heard in a model, some show the other day, they said, hey, what kind of business model is you make a huge creation and there's no tangible backup copy? I mean, the Second Life. I mean, I think a lot of people build a Crimson World, and then hey, it's stuck there. You can't really do it. I mean, yeah, you can XML back it up, but what if you wrote scripts? I mean, yeah, you can copy them and download the textures, but isn't it a lot easier to have a tangible file of your entire backup inventory? I mean, even if you don't want to join my grid, use this OpenSim standalone. I mean, then no one can access your standalone but you, yourself, and anyone else is on your computer. And only your computer, it's locked down. I mean, I don't know. It frustrates me. OpenSim content creators really, I think the ones who have come have realized I love this. I can have my own backup, something tangible, something easy. Um, but you can't really do that in Second Life. See, I mean, OpenSim differences. It's free. You can back up your inventory in your regions. I mean, this whole region here, she had a huge hard drive failure. What if Second Life had a huge hard drive failure and you lost all your shit? I mean, you're terraforming all of this work. Oh my god, crap. I lost everything. I mean, it sucks. And you can't link this all together and, plop it back out again in the same fashion it was. It sucks. I mean, what if you miss a payment, and you didn't have a backup of it? I mean, even with my grid, even if you pay for hosting services, just plop me a sign form, and I email you the backup. It's a simple file, an OAR. Boom, you upload it back, and it's there. Permissions are retained there as well. I mean, I've even turned on filtering for OARs. So if it's not a full perm item or you didn't create it and it's your region, you don't get the items unless you've created them or they're full perms. I mean, there's a lot of security now that people don't even realize. And I think the best thing about my grid and a lot of other OpenSim grids is right here. The biggest thing, the hypergrid. I think with a lot of content creators who are ready to move here, that they just don't know where to upload their content. They've got hundreds of options. They could be like one of these little houses. Someone hosting from their house, a standalone. They control the entire virtual world. People teleport in, they use OMC, Like you see, I still brought my money with me, and I'm in another grid. My money's still there. I don't have to transfer it. And let's say, I log into your home grid at your house, I buy your stuff, and I bring it back home. And, you got the money, and I got my items. I brought it home with me. And then, people from other homes can come buy it. And these big cities are meant to be grids like mine, grids. People from a grid who, doesn't know all the techie stuff. They host your content, you can sell your stuff in the grid. And then people from homes can come to the grid, buy it, bring it back home. And most of these home users, I've spoken to plenty of home users who said, I don't care. I am definitely going to pay for, if someone makes a nice furry avatar, you would not believe how many furries are here. How many of them are making the sacrifice to be human Ruth avatars? I can't do it. I mean, I even use this guy. I can't do it. I can't be with that. And that's what a lot of other ones won't stay because of it. On here is like one of the little cool grids that people visit sometimes. Schools. Some schools and organizations use OpenSim, and I've seen plenty of people who work for organizations who are furry. I know I'm talking just about furry, but I mean any content. I mean, honestly, we're all an interconnected web of organizations, homes, small grids, big grids. We all want to share in this content and wealth, and you still make money. I mean, you think, okay, let's join Cyber Wrld. Oh, there's not many members. It's still the small little grid here. And it's gonna grow. Eventually, maybe I'll sell some stuff there. But then you look at the bigger picture and you're like, oh my god, look, I mean, if hypergrid enabled, I can make a lot of money. All I have to do is sell it here. These people here from this place or their home, another grid, all I gotta do is boom, jump here. Like right now, I jumped here from my grid. It boom, buy it, take it home, back to your home grid or back to your home installation. I'm a firm believer. Like when you go shopping, you find a shirt at the store, you take it home. It's your shirt now. It's your shirt. I mean, shouldn't it be the same for virtual worlds? I mean, why do some people feel so stingy about in Second Life? Boom, you take it home. You can only take it to your cell home. Sad face. And it can't leave. It's really sad. But here, boom, take it home. I mean, I bought the shirt. Why can't I, wear it out to other grids? And with hypergrid, you can do that. I mean, look, I'm still wearing the same thing from my grid. I mean, yes, this shirt's a freebie. Not really many people sell stuff yet. There are a few grids that, have content you can buy that's on the hypergrid. And, I've done some shopping. And, you got Second Life. Like I said, it's walled. Call them walled garden. Alright, video stopped. Moving on to the next one. Back to the recording. I'm really sorry about those 10-minute videos. I haven't paid for the software, and I can't find another good software that really records my voice well. I hope this isn't double layer recording voice. Very sad, and I'll have to strip out all that audio. Oh well. Look at this. It's a massive interconnected web. So many clients you got. I mean, I'll show you the huge grid list of all the grids. Let's actually show you that now. I'm gonna go to hypergrid. Now, I'm gonna show you the list of all the active grids and how many of them are actually on the hypergrid. Come on. This is hypergrid business. This is where a lot of grids get their news, or the open metaverse gets its news. I go to the statistics page. Loading symbol. I guess the video is really slowing me down a bit. Statistics. Come on. I mean, money works. And, with hypergrid, you can upload to any grid and sell on all the grids, so you don't have to upload the content again to other grids. Put it in one hypergrid, it's available on all grids. People say, "Where'd you buy that?" You can say, "Hey, you just here's their hypergrid link. Go visit them," just like a web page. They pop it into their map and boom, they can teleport there. Active grids. Now, everyone that says no is no, but all the other ones are hypergrid enabled. Several grids. Like there's us, Cyber Wrld. We use OMC for. And I'm sure you're now asking because you're seeing, oh wait, some of these guys have none. Well, I'm sure you're wondering how they would buy stuff on my grid. Well, just because they have none doesn't mean when they get to our grid they can't join the currency. No, they don't have to, log in. Even if they don't have an account. Remember how you saw earlier it says pay with PayPal? They pay you through PayPal and it gives you it in OMC. They pay the PayPal payment of how much it's worth in PayPal, their local currency through PayPal, and you actually get the OMC for it, which you can turn into lindens or whatever. And they don't even have to register for the money system if they don't want to. I mean, they can and bring their virtual wallet everywhere they go. And the wallets, I mean, some grids just have currency by default, like Open Newland. You see a lot of them are using OMC, and OMC. And all these other grids, hypergrid enabled, hypergrid enabled, hypergrid. All these places are potential clients just joining one grid. Look at all your possible clients. Yeah, your content will spread like wildfire, but isn't that what real content creators, I think, want, is their content to be spread, not just shared on one grid? I know I like just seeing people come to my grid and build stuff, but I like going out and exploring other grids too. She hasn't really finished more after this, so we'll go visit another place. She's saying some grids offer even free land. Yeah, we offer free land too. 1,024 square meter plots. Plugging my grid again. Oh. So I think I've gone over. Let's recap what I've talked about. First off, is OpenSim harder to use? No, not really. Other than the fact of no support for multiple attachment points yet, which is a downer. I think the other real big issue people are afraid of, is currency. People can steal your money easier. No, not at all. Especially with OMC, it's all managed third party, another website. We don't even see your money. Their transactions, they can't even be snooped. I had my grid expert programmer. She's a big security net, and she's just like, ah, shoot, I can't look at what you're doing because it's all going through a web page. I mean, there's no packets being sent on it at all, really. It's all done through a web page. So where's the security risks in that? I think it's pretty secure. I mean, all handled off-site. No matter what grid you're on, it's handled on a website. It's just like purchasing from, well, not really. Kind of like eBay. Really. You buy it, you bought it. The money's transferred immediately. There's no really stealing it. There's no way to snoop it or milk it out of your account without you approving it. Let's see. The hypergate's been working. Another great way to explore is, these hypergates. That's been down for a few days. I actually heard it's back up. So let's see. We can't find a place to go visit. Or maybe it's broken again. Wouldn't be the first time it broke. No offense to them. I really like their work. This is, like I said, this is Fleetgrid. Plugging them in here. The creator, she's been in Second Life for years. She still works with a lot of clients. In Second Life, she builds communities, large communities. Second Life and in OpenSim, colleges. Very wonderful person. I've met her personally. Only said in exchange like a few words or two. But she's really nice. And I think that's another thing you'll see coming here. A lot of the people here are really nice. like I said, a lot of people aren't in this for the money. They're really in for seeing people use their content. As I said before, a lot of furries really want want their characters. Really, I don't really know of any real furry content creators here that build the avatars. I really don't know of any open sim grid, except maybe in-worlds, but I'm not really counting in-worlds too much because, well, they're a closed grid, which is fine. I mean, I'm not saying closed grids are bad. I mean, I to Second Life. We're us open gridders too. I mean, people are worried people are going to steal their content, or they're going to steal it just because it costs money. Well, we'll stop that. Multiple grid owners are really against that. I mean, we don't want to see people's content. And if you make something, we understand how hard and long you've worked on these things, that you deserve it. Deserve your content. No one should steal your hard-earned work, and for no cost. Shorter programs really make me walk. Alright, I think I'm now going to show you guys. I'm going to pop back to my grid, and I'm sure you've seen me walk around here and you say, well, there's no one here. Well, because I'm going to all the quiet places. I'll show you. It's really quiet and open. Yeah, but there's a lot of busy places. There's a lot of grid events that go on. But there's one big place on the hypergrid that everyone from hundreds of grids all flock to when they want to have a conversation. Lobza Plaza of OS Grid. We're gonna have a quick TP over there. Here we are. Oh, I hear people talking. You probably won't hear them because look at here. I mean, yeah, it's not a whole lot of people, but this is where most people come if they want to come and chat. Different grids, people from here, avatars. That's really the place to just come, relax, meet people, talk to people from all sorts of grids. Most of them are from OS Grid, but you'll see a lot of people pop in here from different grids. Sculpty's taking a moment to load here. Loading correctly, apparently. I really think that content creators really need to take another look at OpenSim and say there is a market here. There are people willing to pay. OS Grid, there's I'll say this. A lot of residents of OS Grid come here just to hypergrid out to stores. And then others, just to have their homes here, because it's a lot of other grids have their home here because it's a lot easier for them to have their home here on OS Grid because it's free and a lot easier for them to host the region from home. And yes, I can understand some people feeling worried about having their content stolen because of that, but as I said, even if they upload it back here, permissions are retained. I know OS Grid doesn't really get to their what is that thing? DMCA takedown requests very quick sometimes, and that's only because they're such a large grid. You can't see it, but there's actually over 100 some users logged in here right now. The grid I'm on right now. And I really think it's a lovely place. It's a large, friendly community grid. They have events. Anyone can come to their events. I come from my grid all the time. Let me show you their events board over here. They got DJ has a close encounter dance party every Friday at 19:30 UTC. Another club has dance parties every Saturday at 2100. The Western Saloon has live music at 1 p.m. on Saturdays. The Ireland Sci-Fi RP Sim. There's a lot of stuff that goes on here, and granted, a lot of people don't want to use this grid for. And then you have speed build, and these I come and take part of. I haven't gotten to take part in a speed build for a while. I've been coming and playing Primwords. Primwords is a lot of fun. It's kind of Pictionary without, but you use prims instead of pictures. They're fun. You can come from my grid or other grids over the hypergrid and play. And you see, that's what I think hypergrid is another great thing. I have here, for example, let's look at my friends list. Look, I have a friends list of people from OS grid, OS grid, OS grid. Someone from their own standalone OS grid. Fleet grid, the person who owns Fleet grid. Go down here. And I have another person from their own standalone. It's just this large collection of grids. And we can all come together over the hypergrid. We don't have to create a new account and jump into a new world with a Ruth looking avatar and have to go shopping. Why should we have to deal with that? I mean, all these grids are so small. The hypergrid makes this amazing. It makes it to where we can go shopping. Like, people who join my grid, they get their currency pretty much automatically when they log in and they watch the video on how to sign up for it. Or those who want to have their OS grid account and jump to my grid or any other grid that has OMC that way. It's really up to them how they want to do it. But they're able to go explore this vast universe of art and culture, of everything. I mean, there's literally anything you can imagine out here. Search with the viewer. But it's a vast world. Interconnecting all these grids together, you get a mix of everything. You get, the science geek, you get the BDSM people. There's a grid called Little Field, I believe it is, called Little Field, and they're a BDSM grid. But a lot of people go visit there just to buy. They have a lot of nice stuff there. A lot of people go there to purchase stuff because they're one of the few grids that have purchasable content. And they bring it back home. They bring it back to OS grid. They bring it back to my grid. They go shopping. Now, for all those people who say there's not a lot of content here and we're lacking it, well, yeah, we're missing some content, but don't get us wrong. We have a decent amount of content. Well, for example, I'm going to show you 3B Mall made by what I call the woman who has done marvelous things for the whole OpenSim community. She makes stuff. I don't know how she has to do it. Literally, all she does is she sits down and she makes content. Endless amounts. Ooh, this must be the wrong. She sits down and she makes. Island, maybe? She sits down, she makes all this mass content for OpenSim grids, and she puts it all on her website for anyone to come. Hell, this mall contains a lot of her stuff, but this isn't her mall. But she literally makes all this stuff, and this is a good example of what I was talking about. Anyone can just pop it down and resell it. She makes all of her stuff full permissions. I'm not saying people have to do this. I'm just saying this woman has literally sit down, made large. Look at this freebie mall. But as stuff keeps falling in, she's made almost all sorts of content, and she still makes it daily. I mean, expanding her malls collection. I wonder why textures are taking so long to load. Oh, this is migrated one. An OS grid, the downside is wherever you go, things might not load properly because I have no control over where you're being hosted at. An OS grid is a grid that allows anyone to host their regions. I mean, I could be standing on someone's home desktop computer right now and not really notice it or know it, which might explain the slow loading because they might have a really slow internet connection to download stuff. I don't know. I mean, they could be on a really powerful server and I'm just too many hops away for it to download fast enough. But, some content out there. You know, well, let me show you what she's done. A better example since the store ain't loading. Kelly.com. She even provides this all for downloads. You can upload it to Second Life using Imprudence to import or Singularity. She's got free clothing. Tons of it. Look like tons of it. She's got tons of it. She's got a lot more than she's putting on our website for the clothing. She's got, you know, buildings. This is all stuff she sits down. She constantly is adding more and more to her website and in world stores. Sculpty collections that she's made. And all this is free, full perm. She says, here, download it. You click on it, you know. Let's say, ooh, I like these stairs. I could use them to build something in Second Life. Boom, you clicked it, you download it, you upload it with Imprudence or Singularity or some other viewer that imports files. And she does this free. And even regions. Like, she builds complete and total regions. For example, this amusement park. It's a full region. 7,450 prims worth of a region, and it's an entire region. With working Ferris wheel and whatnot. All of that, the entire region there. And she doesn't charge a penny for it. Download it and upload it to your grid. We have her freebie mall in one of her freebie malls in my grid currently. Took it down because we're doing some maintenance before I put it back up. You know, see? There's people in here shopping all right now. Let's log with me. You know, endless virtual world and environment. You know, they keep saying there's not a lot of content here. I am sorry. There's a lot of content. And then you say there's no places to relax. Well, there's this place that's been here for a long time. See if they still have it. Love and Peace. One of my favorite regions to visit. It has a huge furnace, which has tons of furniture that is absolutely amazing. It says you can buy it, bring it back home. This is limited. I mean, I can understand a lot of people being frustrated. There's so many open sim grids out there. Where should I put my content? Because I want people to, to use it, but I don't want to have to blah 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 blah. Uh-oh. That's not good. See if I can't access it directly from home. Sometimes hypergridding is experimental, but it works quite well. Nope, we're gonna make it home. Looks like. Guys, tell me. Set the recording again. I know, I need better recordings. So, is that like the fourth time? Have I really been doing this for almost 40 minutes now? I guess I should be wrapping up then. Yeah, teleport failed. We lost our connection. That's why nothing was loading. Alright. Wrapping up and concluding what I've talked about so far is, let's say one content theft happens just like it can in Second Life. And if you really want to download the Open Sim way that everyone keeps saying, well, Open Sim you can download a lot easier. As I said, you have to go through downloading an IAR, importing it on a standalone, messing around with it, pulling the permissions out of it, re-downloading them, re-uploading it to another grid. And you really want to go through all that. I mean, if they want something that bad, they're going to end up having to pay for it anyways. And even to do that, they got to pay for it in the beginning. If it's an item you have to pay for, yeah, buy it already anyways, just to download it in the IAR. So I don't know. Just to redistribute it, they'd go through all that trouble. I guess if they really want it that bad. I think at that point we can just, and if that happens, we can just ban them. And and if you're a member of our grid, we'll help you file the DMCA complaints. We'll go up to these grids and be like, hey, that content originated here, and it's being distributed free without the permissions on it. Someone has violated that, and you need to take care of the new copy one that's full perms and it's not supposed to be there. And most grids are happy to comply with that. I've spoken. And how you say a lot of people won't pay for things or, not willing to pay for things. I'd be surprised at how many people, and especially furry community, I've talked to in OpenSim saying, as soon as people bring furries to OpenSim, oh, they're going to be all over it. They've already said that they want tons to do it, that they want to buy them all up. I mean, hell. I'm going to probably buy almost every single furry avatar that makes it to my grid. If a furry avatar is on my grid, and they have it up for sale, I guarantee you I'm going to buy it. And last bit of plug. I sell regions. Our grid's regions are, 1,500. We share the simulator with other people. $5 a month. 1,100 MC, which is L a month. Starter, a little bit more. $10 a month. Standard, kind of like Second Life Full, $10 a month. It's $30 a month. I mean, really, I think every penny invest into their work, they should be confident. All the sweat, hard tears, and work. I mean, look at this. This whole grid here. I mean, not just this place, but other places inside my grid. Let me show you, like Ponyville. Someone who purchases regions from me, and he's got more than just one region. He's got this one. He's got Everfree, Appaloosa. Now let's just go here. And he's got all this stuff, and I'm hosting all of your content free. You have free uploads. You have free storage. Your avatar's free. I may sound like I'm saying, you should pay for it. And I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying if it costs money to host this stuff, just like Second Life, it costs money. I'm doing all this for free so you guys can... I'm doing this because I want a grid where people can feel safe to share content and, feel free to be a furry. You don't have to be a furry here. I'm just to be a furry-friendly grid. As you see right here, the pony grid. Got a few of his stuff here. There's some head. He's got a free pony avatar starter kit. We've got a fountain. And everything you see here, and might be like, well, Second Life has mesh. Well, hello. This is mesh. This is mesh. That right here is mesh. Mesh. That's not mesh. But pretty much almost the bush, the tree, the stairs, the fence. Well, that's actually mesh. Mesh. The fountain. That's actually mesh. Oh, that's not mesh. Oh, this old fountain was mesh. These lamps here. That's mesh. It's just, I think mesh isn't working here, but it actually... There is no prim count to it. Each mesh object only counts object towards your land tier. Problems, just we really don't. Got a little bit more perfected on that. There's not really a problem, no lag increase or whatnot. And then I have a friend who says, I want to see how bad region crossing is here. So I am about to demonstrate region crossing. 1,000. Oh, hello. That was quick. Back 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Uh-oh. Up high, because I walked back over too quickly. There we go. But, anyway, getting over. Go through a dark little forest there. Well, I think in conclusion to all of this, number one, you shouldn't worry about content theft. It's because it's going to happen no matter where you're at. As the owner of these Sims actually said to me, he's not worried about it because, people steal stuff. They steal music. They steal video games, use torrents and LimeWire and all that other stuff. What's going to stop them from stealing here? It's really sad. And then the second point, hypergrid's scary, and no, it's actually an advantage. Go to other places, have your content sold on other grids. Is the currency reliable? Absolutely. I think it's safer than you buying your Linden dollars. You have to approve every transaction on a web page. And then, should you come? That's up to you. I say yes, there's a market for you. You may not see it from the places that I went, but honestly, if you bring free content here, one, you're going to attract more users to come. Two, you're going to attract the people who don't want to spend the hundreds of dollars on land in Second Life because they don't feel like spending that much money to have their avatar when they can join OS Grid and have their region free. And then they have a lot of money to go spend on other things like, I don't know, say they're, if they don't have to spend $300 on a region, they have that $300 to go buy several hundred avatars, several hundred shirts, jackets, pants, leg warmers, hats, hair, tails, whatever. So in conclusion, I'm just trying to say, hey, yes, it's open sim. Yes, you can't steal any more than you can in, Second Life, any other place, or anywhere in the real world. Grid owners do police your content, and we will happily take down DMCA complaints. We'll be happy to remove content if it's here infringing on your rights. But, just listen to me. In conclusion, this is all I'm trying to say. If this is the only thing if I've rambled on, which I have, just, consider what I've shown you. OpenSim is a lot safer, a lot more stable than you've seen before. And, I think you should give it another shot. Or give it a shot if you haven't already. I'm willing, if you build furry avatars, this is my final thing, I'm going to buy them. If I like them, that is. If they're worth my time. If they're a fox and they look good, I'll definitely go to buy all of them. Crimson, red, black and red fox, as you saw in the beginning of this video. Well, that's all. Thank you for watching.